The Boys, Series 1, Episode 1, titled The Name of the Game. Now, I have been hearing about this show, The Boys, that it's, you love Marvel, you love DC, but you want something a little bit different, like something different in the superhero genre that we are in. Check out The Boys, you're gonna love it. So I'm checking out The Boys, and I checked the first episode. I will say this, it's a good episode, but it's not great, personally. It took, like, the first half, I know it was taking its time, but way too much. Like, you have one of the two members of The Boys that we meet. We meet Billy halfway through, who's Carl Urban's character. But we have Hugh. And Hugh's unsaving so he's dealing with something tragic. I mean, one of the supers, just the speaker, doing his thing, maybe saving the city, stopping some muggers, whatever the thing is, went into his girlfriend and made her into a mush. And so it's a shocking experience, and he wants conversation. He wants the speaker to apologize completely. And you understand there's a story, and it's going to be like the end of it, but it just felt just too slow, and you was like, can things pick up at a faster pace? But when Carl Urban's character shows up, Billy, it completely picks up. This episode picks up. I mean, yes, you even with the Bright Light story, where you have this new member of the Seven, of the Justice League. I mean, the Seven. She's a new member, and she always wanted to be a superhero since she was a little girl, and sees the reality of what the heroes are like. Because the Deep, Aquaman, the Deep is just out of the blue, just exposes himself to her, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, what is going on here? Like, this is like, hold on a second, and then him basically blackmailing her, saying like, if you don't do it, I can kind of kick. I'm basically number 2 on the 7. I can kind of just kick you out for whatever reason. I can, and if you don't do what I say, things are going to happen. And you're like, what's that? Like, hey, we're a super bar, a swingers bar, and like a little Ant-Man Atom guy just runs across the table and climbs and jumps into a woman's vagina like if it was a swimming pool. And that, I'm like, well, at least that's essential, and all that. It's just funny as fuck, just because it's like, I'm just thinking like, okay, well, we know what Ant-Man the Wasp does do a lot. That kind of stuff. All that. But that scene, I was like, that is a scene that you start, feel having ants on your skin. Just felt a little bit uncomfortable, but my guess that was the intention of it. And, and the boys, how Billy explains the boys. He's saying like, hey, we're the type of people that give supers a spanking. And knowing what the Deep is or are doing, he's very, give these supers a spanking. Give them like a punch in the arm, if so. And also you got the invisible guy who has to get naked, so there's always him necessarily exposing himself. And you're like, dear Lord, what? And it is basically explaining that the Justice League, the Seven, is basically just have Homelander, Superman, Homelander is basically, is like a mafia guy who's like, oh yeah, 200, this guy, you're offering 20,000 versus 30,000. that we've been asking for, well, fuck you. Boom! Pooh! Yeah, I'm going to bang you to the ground. I'm going to use my lasers on you. And you're like, jeez. Jeez Louise. Is that whole thing like I somehow a butt cheek moved the show along, and in a very uncomfortable way, and then and then you're like, okay, the thing it's just that first like half, that first 25 minutes. I was like, come on, let's pick it up, but the rest of it, I was on board. So that's what made this episode good, but not great. Just those first 25 minutes where I'm like, come on. Even though it was cool seeing Slime Pig in the episode. But yeah, good, but not great.